Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, Angelina. Good morning, everybody in the frickin' universe. I hope everybody's having that amazing day today. So my day's doing good. Just picked up the daughter from the airport. And she's actually leaving again here on Thursday or on Sunday because my gosh, she leads the life of Riley. So, I hope everybody had that amazing day today. Welcome to the MyTarot Morning Reflection Daily Inventory. Chance to check in with the universe. Good morning, Jenny, and everybody else. So, I hope everybody's doing well. I've got my coffee. Went to another tarot event last night. So, I really do enjoy just going to tarot meetups, tarot groups, tarot things, tarot 101s, things like that, because it's pretty much like anything. There's always something to learn. So it's nice to just sit back, in a quote-unquote beginner's class, and just to be a student again. I think that when we pop up the when the pages pop up, the court cards, which are the pages, it's about being a student again. And it's as we get older, sometimes it's not easy to say I'm a student again, for some people, whether it's because of egos, whatever. But I think that, and I was thinking about that with the pages, is that I think it's important to life to always just be a student again. Jessica, my goodness, how are you? I hope everything's going well. So I'm just going to sit here and be a student again. I'm going to do a tarot spread and see what the universe has to teach. I guess every day is a chance to be a student again. So, I've been listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Reminds me to check in with where my particular feet are. I don't know where yours are, but I get that extra breath and I feel my feet flat on the floor, actually on this carpet. Rolling my ankles. Just try rolling your ankles. Doesn't that feel good? And then butt doing the kitty dance. Taking that breath. Feeling where the shoulders are and then the neck. And just turning that light switch on that says, okay, I've had some coffee. I've had some running around to do. I've done my banter. I love being a student, except for the homework. Well, if you love what you're doing, then it's not work. Or something deep and philosophical like that. So, let's see what we have here. It's funny, the universe. So I had in my mind a particular deck that I want to use. Now, again, I have 3 shelves worth of decks here, 2 boxes, another cabinet, and I guess it's in my tarot bag. I just thought about it. So I was looking for a particular deck I wanted to use, and the universe is like, well, I'm going to hide that from you right now. Good morning, Joey. So the universe, again, it's one of those things where there are no coincidences and everything's an omen. And the universe is like, nope, that is not the deck you're going to use, because sitting here talking about it, now I know exactly where that deck is. So being a student is about not fighting what the teacher's saying. And if the universe is saying something, I could literally say, oh yeah, I'll show you. Go to my tarot bag and pull out the deck I was thinking about. But I'm not going to fight the universe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one is a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead down one path, And this conversation is a totally different path from this one. And the question is, which thread do we want to pull? And today I'm going to grab the top one, or what I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we don't even see it. So I'm going to do hour, 3, and 1. And I am going to flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. And that first card, again, is always that exciting one. Doesn't matter if I'm reading for somebody or reading for myself, because it really does start. You know, they say the first 2 sentences of a book need to grab you. So let's see what the first 2 sentences are today. It's a card that came up when I was reading for somebody last night. And it came up in a way that I hadn't thought before. I mean, I've talked about this card a lot, different ways this way, but it's interesting. So when we have a court cards can be us, can be somebody else, part of a situation. Court cards are not male or female. It's masculine energy, feminine energy. Okay, all that wonderful stuff. So we have a knight. Knights, the element of fire. Knights, when we go into battle, they're the first ones we send in because they are the element of fire. They're action, movement. They charge. They're going right at it. And he is on a plow horse. Well, okay. Doesn't look like, like the other knights where he's just charging through the field and charging back and charging through the field. He's just kind of standing there with the horse in all 4 feet flat on the ground, holding a coin. Coins are the element of earth. Coins are our home, our health, our finances, and all the things that help to keep us grounded. So when we get the Knight of Coins, we need to take into consideration what he's staring at, because either he's delayed, he's taking too much time with his checklist and this coin, making sure this is correct, making sure that's correct. His natural intention is movement. This one is to stand still. So let's see what he's staring at. It's the Queen of Coins. It's almost like the Knight of Coins is making an offering to the Queen of Coins. So, as I've said before, court cards can be us, other people, or part of the situation. Sometimes when I start seeing court cards come up together like this, I see it as different aspects of ourselves, of our personality, of who we are. And here we have a respectful Knight of Coins who knows that he needs to slow down. He's got a purpose. This knight looks like today like he has a purpose, and it's to bring the queen the coin. Queens are the element of water. Queens are our emotions, our feelings, our spirituality. Queens are the ones that need to make sure that the kingdom is nurtured, make sure that they're that they're comfortable, they're fed, their spiritual needs are met. And again, coins being home, health, finances, and all those things that keep us grounded. This is about those things that build the foundation of who we are. It's the roof over our head. It's what's the best brand of coffee, at least that we can afford right now? Do I need to make dinner tonight because somebody else is just not in the mood? It's taking care of those that we care about. Getting up and going to work. So, but let's see what she has her back to. It's the 7 of Coins. So I'm seeing a lot of delays here because 7 of Coins. 7s are about potential, drive, ambition. And when we have the 7 of Coins, which is, again, that groundedness. Seven of coins, and I love how she describes this because, sevens, we're going from 1 to 10, right? And fives are that hump that we have to get over because there are always challenges. And six is that harmony and improvement, things getting better because we made it over a hill. Now it's just the in between. It's the patience. We've planted our seeds with that ace of coins. Now we're over the hill, and now we're just sitting here staring at the grapevine. And it's one of those things that, because since this is about the potential and the movement, no matter how hard we stare at this grapevine, it's not going to grow any faster, is it? So this is a card of patience. So this morning, this is about accepting stillness. Every single one of these cards is about stillness. Here we have the Knight of Coins, and he's displaying stillness. We look at a bowed Queen of Coins, and she's displaying stillness. We even see the quote-unquote the peasant class. We see our person who is tending the fields, and it's almost like a reverence and a stillness. So as we're looking at these today, yes, we have fire and energy and things we need to do. And in the middle of all that, we need to remember about breath and stillness. When dealing with our home and the people around us today, it's almost like a sacred holiday is what I'm seeing this spread as. Because since the cards are not male or female, it's masculine energy, feminine energy. I feel I have a strong Queen of Coins affinity personally. And then again with the Seven of Coins, this really is about finding just that peaceful moment, accepting that peaceful moment, sharing that peaceful moment with those around us. So without even telling the people in our lives, maybe we give them a sacred moment of silence. Maybe we do something respectful, dealing with home and people and things like that. I think today, and notice that it's not the coins. I'm sorry, it's not the cups. It's not that deep spiritual enlightenment card. This is more about giving thanks for what we have today, including the bowed head that goes with it. So let's see what the advice card is. It is the Tower. So what is the Tower? And, it's hard to get Hollywood's impression of the Tower out of our head. But again, and so Jenny's saying, perfect, I feel the Queen coin stuck in my couch, waiting for my foot to heal. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. I can't wait. But when we see the Tower, remember that this was originally called La Maison Dieu. It's the house of God, and this is the lightning-struck tower. And so when we see the lightning-struck tower, most people who've been here before know that the one question I'll ask a client, somebody sitting in front of me when this comes up, is what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And when you ask people that question, they'll give you a lot of interesting answers. It's an opening for a conversation. And inevitably, when I say the one thing that hurts worse than a lie is the truth, there's a pause. Because then we realize that the truth can bring down kingdom, it can destroy families, and that there's choices to make with the truth. And those choices are, I can either choose to live in the tower the way it is, which in a dysfunctional family, that's what we do. I was raised in a fairly dysfunctional family. I know what the pink elephant in the room is. The pink elephant in the room is the tower waiting to come down. We have a choice of either living in the tower the way it is, or accepting it, letting it come down so we can build on a new solid foundation. So today, it is about being respectful of the truth. It's about almost like creating a sacred space and a sacred moment and accepting those things in us. So it's about walking into our tower and treating it like that sacred space it is, and saying, you know, this is that moment where I need to find peace, stillness, take a moment, even if this is in the past and we've come through. This to me almost feels like an aftermath, but it's a reminder to take a moment and find stillness as we actually, this is the hard part, as we actually see the importance and the gift that the tower has given us in the past. So today, let's take a moment and let's reflect on the gift that the tower has given us in the past. And with that, I hope everybody has an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. I'm going to plan on having, and you know, with all of this, it's going to make me want to stop for a little bit and maybe even share this. You know, don't have to say it was from a tarot reading, but just say that I'm grateful for where we are today, to all the people that are under my queendom. So thank you again. Take care, and I will see everybody on Monday.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards.